Hello, fellow chemistry and society classmates. My name is Kelly, and my presentation will be on the effects of ozone depletion on skin cancer. We all know that there is the ozone. However, it is very important in our everyday lives. To most people, this idea is never thought of. A depleting ozone affects all humans and all living things on Earth, which is why it is important to know what our ozone is and how its depletion affects our everyday lives. What is the ozone? Well, first off, our Earth's atmosphere is composed of 4 layers: the troposphere, the stratosphere, the mesosphere, and the thermosphere. The ozone is contained within the lower layer of the stratosphere. The purpose of the ozone is to act as a shield or protective barrier for all living things on Earth. The ozone layer has the capacity to absorb 97 to 99% of harmful UV rays that the sun emits. The ozone layer is maintained through a process discussed in class, known as the Chapman cycle. This is a natural process where ozone is constantly being created and destroyed. Ozone is first created when an oxygen molecule comes in contact with a photon that is 242 nanometers or less in energy. Oxygen is then split into 2 highly reactive free radicals. These highly reactive oxygen radicals then combined with molecular oxygen to produce ozone. Ozone can then be broken down by coming into contact with another photon of light of 320 nanometers or less, which will result in the production of an oxygen free radical and molecular oxygen. Ozone can also be destroyed by reacting with another free radical of oxygen to produce 2 molecular oxygen atoms. Unfortunately, our highly important ozone is being damaged and depleted due to the release of man-made chemicals known as chlorofluorocarbons. These chemicals are extremely inert and stable, which is exactly why we originally chose them for many products such as cleaning agents, coolants in refrigerators, packing material, air conditioning, aerosol spray cans, etc. However, their high stability allows them to reach our ozone, and once they reach the stratosphere, UV photons are strong enough to break apart the bond between chlorine and the molecule, or bromine and its molecule. This creates a highly reactive chlorine free radical. This highly reactive chlorine is then able to break down thousands of ozone molecules. This is because it is a catalyst within the reaction. This means it is neither created nor destroyed in the reaction. The release of these ozone-depleting substances accounts for roughly 90% of the total ozone depletion. Due to the decrease in Earth's ozone, it has resulted in a significant increase in UV radiation. The main consequence to UV radiation is that it causes genetic mutation that will lead to skin cancer. It is calculated that every 1% decrease in the ozone layer leads to a 2 to 5% increase in skin cancer occurrence. This is a graph showing the extra skin cancer cases related to UV radiation that will occur from 2000 to 2060 if ozone depletion does not get better. As you see, skin cancer rates increase all over the earth. Skin cancer can be defined as when errors or mutations occur in the DNA of skin cells. The mutations cause the cells to grow out of control and form a mass of cancer cells. The damage to DNA is mainly the result of ultraviolet radiation from the sun and tanning beds. Ultraviolet radiation exists in 3 kinds: UVA, UVB, and UVC. UVC is a lethal radiation and is emitted at low wavelengths. However, UVC is completely absorbed by the ozone and oxygen molecules. UVA rays are the most common ultraviolet rays that penetrate through the ozone. It accounts for up to 95% of the UV radiation that reaches Earth. UVA exposure contributes and may lead to the initiation of skin cancer. UVB radiation differs in strength depending on your location, season, and the time of day. UVB is the main cause of sunburn and damages to the outer layers of skin, as seen here, whereas UVA damages deeper layers of the epidermis. Well, who's at risk? This may seem like a common sense question, but sometimes we don't think of these things every day. Those of us who have fair skin or pale skin are at risk. If you have a history of sunburns, or you have excessive exposure to the sun, if you live in sunny climates, have moles or skin lesions, have a family history of skin cancer, weakened immune system, or exposed to radiation, all put you at risk for skin cancer. Speaking of history of sunburns, on a trip down south, I did get some nasty sunburn, as seen here. It was not fun. Protection against UV radiation is very important to use both indoors and outdoors. You can protect yourself by finding shade, by avoiding tanning beds, by covering up, by using a blanket or a hat, by wearing sunglasses to protect your eyes, by wearing broad spectrum sunscreen, which blocks both UVA and UVB rays, and by visiting your doctor regularly. By doing all these, it can help prevent your risk of developing skin cancer. The facts. It is known that in Australia, the ozone layer over it has decreased by 5 to 9%. Skin cancer accounts for 80% of newly diagnosed cancers in Australia. This is 2 times the rate of in Canada, the US, and the UK. 95 to 99% of the diagnosed skin cancers are due to sun exposure. People in Australia are outside all the time, and because of this, it is increasing the risk of getting skin cancer, which is not fun. That is my entire video. I want to thank everyone for listening. Please leave me any comments or questions to fix this. Thank you.